cruise lovers, so here are a couple of things that you should consider when you are narrowing down what ports you're going to go to on your next cruise vacation. And these are in no particular order. Number one, check out the itinerary so that you know exactly how long you will be at a particular port. Different cruise lines, different cruise ships, different days of the week, you may stay at a port longer than others. And so you don't want to get your hopes up about seeing a country and then look and realize you're only going to be there for like 4 or 5 hours. There are some ports that may have overnight visits. There are some ports that may get there early, leave late, different things. So just make sure that that's one of the things that you're researching. Number two, is this a port that requires a tender? And so for lack of a better word, a tender is like a lifeboat, and you will disembark from the ship and go onto a smaller boat that will then take you over to whatever island, whatever port you're visiting. When you are tendering to a port, instead of just walking right off of the ship and being on dry land, you need to consider the weather. You need to consider if you're traveling at a time of year where the ocean may be a little choppier and you may risk not being able to disembark. For example, there was a cruise ship that entered into the Bahamas just this weekend. The ocean was so choppy though that they weren't able to get people off of the ship and onto the tenders to the private island. So they had to turn it into a sea day and everybody missed that stop. Now, does that happen every single week? No, but it's something that I want you all to be educated about so that you know it's a possibility with those type of locations. Numbers 3 and 4 are the language being spoken at each particular destination, as well as the currency conversion. So you don't want to assume that you know how your money is going to spend in another country. Make sure that you're researching how valuable is the dollar when you're traveling. And while, of course, most cruises to the Caribbean involve people speaking English at just about every port you'll visit, I don't want to take for granted that some of you are cruising to Europe and so many other incredible places. So you want to make sure that, you know, take a dictionary where you can translate. Do your best to respect the culture that you're traveling to and at least learn some keywords in that language. Number 5 are the short excursions. Now, a couple of things to note. Different cruise lines provide different short excursion opportunities. So don't assume that just because you got to do this over here with one cruise line that is going to be available to book with this cruise line over here. That is not the case. That being said, if there are some excursions that are must-haves for you, whether it's diving or snorkeling or horseback riding, whatever, make sure to do that research ahead of time so you can have the vacation of a lifetime.